You know, in the world of gaming, it's funny how the places we know best, the ones we've spent thousands of hours in, can suddenly become the most, well, alien. Fans have this amazing ability to take these digital worlds we love and just completely reinvent them. And today, we're going to dive into one of the most incredible examples I've seen of this. It's a project called 99X, and it turns a total classic completely on its head. So what really happens when a fan takes the literal building blocks of a game they love and rebuilds it with a completely different artistic vision? Well, you get something that looks like this. A space that feels so new and strange, but at the same time has this weird sense of familiarity. So let's break down exactly how this amazing transformation happened. So how did this all come together? Well, the really cool thing about 99X is that it wasn't just built from scratch. It's actually a brilliant remix. It uses the foundation of two iconic spaces from the classic shooter Team Fortress 2, a game that pretty much everyone loves for its timeless art style and, just pure chaotic fun. The artist behind this, who goes by the name Wazamajigjig, did something kind of genius. They took the core layouts of the spawn rooms from that legendary Capture the Flag map 2 Fort and fused them with the main area from the old practice map TR Training. So you've got two super familiar ingredients, but for a totally new recipe. Okay, first up, the spawn rooms from 2 Fort. Look, if you've ever played Team Fortress 2, you know these rooms. It's almost muscle memory. They're gritty, they're concrete, and they are built for one thing and one thing only, getting you back into the fight. This is our before picture, that familiar reality we're about to see get completely shattered. And then you've got ingredient number 2, the training map. This place is, well, let's be honest, it's a mess. It's a cluttered industrial warehouse just jam-packed with boxes and barrels. It was designed purely for practice, not for looks. A space of pure utility. So, okay, we've got our raw materials. Now let's see what the artist made with them. All right, so we've got our ingredients. Now, this is where things get really exciting. We're about to see a complete metamorphosis. And I'm not just talking about a fresh coat of paint here. This is a fundamental change in color, light, and the entire atmosphere of these classic spaces. So let's start with the original. Here it is, the 2 Fort spawn room in its natural habitat. You got the concrete walls, that harsh overhead lighting. It's an environment built 100% for function, with basically zero filling. And then, boom, here is the after. The change is just stunning. That drab concrete is gone, replaced with these vibrant, high-contrast blue tiles. The boring general lighting is out, and instead you have these dramatic spotlights that just carve the room out of the darkness. It went from a locker room to a sci-fi movie set. I mean, putting them side by side, the contrast is just, it's night and day. This wasn't done with simple in-game tools either. The creator used custom high-definition textures. But the most important change is the shift in priority. It's not about pure function anymore. It's about pure mood. Every single element now is designed to make you feel something. Okay, let's do it again. Now for the opposing team's spawn point. Here's the original. Very neutral, almost bland, with a beige and white color palette. Again, completely functional, and for TF2 players, completely familiar. And here is its 99X counterpart. It's been totally reimagined in this intense, striking red. This gives the space a completely different kind of energy. It feels more aggressive, more immediate, a really distinct identity for the other team. Looking at them right next to each other, your eye is just immediately drawn to that floor, right? This incredible looping pattern isn't just decoration. It really becomes a signature visual element of the whole 99X style, tying the entire aesthetic together. Okay, so what about that cluttered training warehouse? Well, here it is in its original state. It's packed with props, beams, all sorts of visual noise. It's a busy, very practical space. The transformed version is, wow, it's almost unrecognizable. It's now this cavernous, open, minimalist area. All that clutter has been totally stripped away, leaving only these bold, red structural pillars to define the space. The room now feels absolutely immense and really powerful. So the crucial point here is that this wasn't just a redecoration. The creator was more like a sculptor, chipping away at the original to find this new form inside. By getting rid of all the clutter, the focus shifts entirely to the core architecture and that dramatic dance between light and shadow. But here's the thing, the story does not end here. This incredible redesign isn't just a one-off project for a single map. It's actually the public debut of something way bigger, a much more ambitious creative universe. In the creator's own words, the 99X map was built to represent the series of maps called prosagerm. So this one map, it's like an aesthetic statement, a flagship for a whole new series. So what is prosagerm anyway? Well, it's envisioned as this creative series that's going to go way beyond just Team Fortress 2. You should think of it as a multi-game, multimedia project, where this really distinct visual style we've just seen is its calling card. And when you look at the planned roadmap for prosagerm, it's seriously ambitious. It all starts here, in Team Fortress 2, but the plan is to expand into another classic, Gary's Mod, and then eventually into animations and even mods for completely different games. I mean, a title as big as Genshin Impact was even mentioned. At the end of the day, a project like 99X is just powerful proof that fan creations can do so much more than just add a little content. They can fundamentally redefine the games we love. It shows us that even in the most familiar digital worlds, there are still endless possibilities for reinvention. And that leaves us with one final thought. What beloved world out there do you think deserves to be completely reimagined next?